In this session, we will highlight 3 of the key foundational pieces of the Social Studies, History, and Geography curriculum. It is important to note that these are also the foundational pieces for Canadian World Studies 9 to 12, as they were developed using a grade 1 to 12 perspective. Before we start the session, take a couple of minutes to think about these 2 questions and jot down your responses. If you are watching this with another person, take the time to discuss your ideas. Pause the session as you do this, and then hit play when you are ready to continue. This figure, found on page 8 of the document, illustrates the interrelationship between the tools and strategies in the achievement of expectations in the Social Studies, History, and Geography curriculum. These items have been incorporated into the curriculum as a necessary part of the learning to help students achieve the vision for learning in Social Studies, History, and Geography. The 3 items that are found in the funnel, the Vision, Goals, and Citizenship Education Framework, come together to help form the expectations of the curriculum. This session will focus on developing an understanding of those 3 foundational elements of the revised Social Studies, History, and Geography curriculum. This is the vision for grades 1 through 12. We envision this as one document divided into 3 components. The vision is realized through the disciplines of social studies, history, geography, economics, law, and politics. The Social Studies, History, Geography, and Canadian World Studies programs will enable students to become responsible, active citizens within the diverse communities to which they belong, as well as becoming critically thoughtful and informed citizens who value an inclusive society. Students will have the skills they need to solve problems and communicate ideas and decisions about significant developments, events, and issues. In Social Studies, History, and Geography, and all subjects in Canadian and World Studies, students realize the vision for the program as they work towards these goals. Pause the session to read over these goals, and then hit play when you are ready to continue. For each subject, we have also included a set of individual goals, which outline how students will achieve the overarching goals for Social Studies, History, Geography, and Canadian World Studies through each of the individual subjects of those disciplines. In order to answer this question, you will need to have a copy of the specific goals for the 3 subjects. They can be downloaded from this site or found on page 7 of the curriculum document. Take the time to read the subject goals and then answer the question. How do the subject-specific goals connect to each other, the goals for Social Studies, History, Geography, and Canadian World Studies, and connect to other ministry initiatives? In order to do this, please pause the session and then hit play when you are ready to continue. Now we will turn to the last ball in the funnel, the Citizenship Education Framework. During the consultation and feedback stage of the review process, we repeatedly heard that ideas around citizenship needed to be strengthened and embedded within the curriculum. We listened to and acted on this recommendation and have included a citizenship education framework as a foundational piece for the revised curriculum. Citizenship education is an important facet of students' overall education. In every grade and course in the Social Studies, History, Geography curriculum, students are given opportunities to learn about what it means to be a responsible, active citizen in the community of the classroom and the diverse communities to which they belong, within and outside of the school. It is important for students to understand that they belong to many communities and that ultimately they are citizens of the global community. The Citizenship Education Framework provides an inclusive and integrated approach to citizenship. The 4 elements of citizenship, identity, attributes, structures, and active participation run throughout the Social Studies, History, Geography, and Canadian World Studies revised curriculums. They are embedded into the expectations of the grades and courses. Overall changes with respect to citizenship education are based on research indicating that pedagogical approaches to citizenship education have changed. In this framework, we have outlined ways in which students may develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes associated with responsible citizenship. Students will need to be given opportunities to develop these attitudes, understandings, and practices as they work to achieve the expectations in Social Studies, History, and Geography, as well as those in other subject areas. This framework also includes a list of various terms and topics that are related to citizenship education. In the figure, these terms and topics are connected to a specific element of the framework, but it is important to note that in practice, a term may be applied to more than one element, hence the dotted line. A number of terms may be woven together in a unit that incorporates citizenship education. For this activity, you can download a copy of the Citizenship Education Framework worksheet from this site or go to page 10 of the document. You can either do this activity on your own, or if you are watching this session with other people, take the time to discuss your ideas. Please pause the session while you complete this activity. In summary, these are the 3 key foundational pieces of the revised Social Studies, History and Geography and Canadian World Studies curriculum. They are based on extensive research and consultation with experts in Canada and other jurisdictions and in other Ontario government ministries. These also align with government policies and directives such as realizing the promise of diversity, Ontario's equity and inclusive education strategy, shaping a culture of respect in our schools, promoting safe and healthy relationships, and learning for all.